I am actually autistic. So today is National Autism Awareness or Acceptance Day. And it's also the release of my new album, Actually Autistic. So today we are going to listen to it 2 to 3 times. It's a short one. It's 5 songs. And to begin with, we're just going to play through the whole thing. And then as people show up on the live stream, we'll be chatting, and then the second time we play through it, I'm going to explain a little bit about the songs and do an Ask Me Anything. But to start, I just want to play through the whole thing so that I can send this to people and they can just listen to the whole thing afterwards. So here we go. This is the first track, Actually Autistic. Hello. I am 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 actually autistic. Sick of all of the stereotypes and all the ableist hype. So I'ma get into the fight and tell ya, if you met one autistic person, then you met one autistic person. It worsens the more they try to speak for us instead of hearing the autistic experience. Its spectrum means that we come in many variants. And I'm sick of all simplest, simpleton, simplifying similarities, not simple man. All you character traits are what society hates, and you feel so alone or vilified. And I find it's very hard to relate, but I think it's time we celebrate. We are more than personality traits. Hello, I am actually autistic. Hello. 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 I am actually autistic. Taking advantage of inability to manage social interaction and causing more damage. What did you think would happen? Ugly ducklings and the black sheep wouldn't team up to fight the famine? Hardly. We alien invaders like Atari, and we will not be silenced. I don't wanna be the model of society that doesn't let me be me unapologetically. They try to tell us how to exist like a neurotypical. They try to silence us when we speak up, it's so despicable. And I find it's very hard to relate, but I think it's time we celebrate. We are more than personality traits. Hello, I am actually autistic. Hello. 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 I am actually autistic. Autism speak. Shut the hell up. Anti-vaxxers. Shut the hell up. Hey, Sia. Shut the hell up. Neurotypical autism moms. Shut the hell up. Yeah, Jenny McCarthy. Shut the hell up. ABA therapy. Shut the hell up. Ableism. Shut the hell up. Functioning labels. Shut the hell up. Boom. We're just going to keep listening to it, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. Good morning, Gray. We're just listening to the whole thing through. We'll listen to it again afterwards. Lonesome man, easy to misunderstand. Mama did raise no fool. Mama baby raised me at home. But the lights too bright, clothes too tight. Strange sounds keeping me up at night. Try so hard just to feel alright. Tired of the struggle and I'm tired of the fight. Who are these people? All so strange. Feeling like an Indian, they call me to arrange. It's like they on the wrong book, but the same page. Only time they understand me is when I'm on stage. When I ain't asking you, I'm vulnerable. 'Cause I ain't no neurotypical. When I ain't asking you, I'm vulnerable. 'Cause I ain't no neurotypical. Stop twitching. It's carbon copy, that ain't me. Stuck inside my ability. Like the rough, sure strange to see. A grown ass man, that's not me. When I ain't asking, I'm vulnerable. Cause I ain't no neurotypical. When I ain't asking, I'm vulnerable. Cause I ain't no neurotypical. Boom. This one's called Wrong Planet. Communications breaking down, like I'm lost and I'm never found. To tell the truth, it just feels like I'm living on the wrong planet, trying not to become undone. They treat me like an alien. To tell the truth, it just feels like I'm living on the wrong planet. Running out of energy, cannot keep up with the scene. What they want me to be is not my reality. I don't quite know what they mean when they posture up to me. I don't know what to believe. I just wanna run and leave, breaking it up until I feel like an explosion. My mental landscape is just so full of erosion. Hard as the hardening, heartily, I hardly make sense. Never understood the point of a white picket fence. Communications breaking down, like I'm lost and I'm never found. To tell the truth, it just feels like I'm living on the wrong planet, trying not to become undone. They treat me like an alien. To tell the truth, it just feels like I'm living on the wrong planet. I don't feel very well. I feel like I'm stuck in hell. Are they angry? I can't tell. Maybe next time they should ring the bell. Communication is lost, still I try at such a cost. They say winning, I'm like, nah, stuck at the last level, final boss. Bust loose from the noose, it feels like I've been losing. What is this world? It is not of my choosing. Sick of the cycle and the things that they demanded. Sick of feeling like I'm on the wrong planet. Sometimes I just feel invisible, but all the time I'm a beautiful weirdo. Sometimes I just feel invisible, but all the time I'm a beautiful weirdo. Okay, ready, let's begin. It's true, we don't fit in like a bunch of aliens, but that don't mean that we can't sing like they try to make us feel like we don't know the deal, but we just keep it real. Dance like an electric eel, like I just feel invisible, but all the time I'm a beautiful weirdo. Good job, you beautiful weirdo. All right, last track.
Hello, 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 hello.
Same as the first.
Hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Sick of all of the stereotypes and all the ableist hype. So I'ma get into the fight and tell ya, if you met one autistic person, then you met one autistic person. It worsens the more they try to speak for us instead of hearing the autistic experience. It's a spectrum, means that we come in many variants. And I'm sick of all simplest, simpleton, simplifying similarities, not civil. When all your character traits are what society hates, and you feel so alone or vilified. And I find it's very hard to relate, but I think it's time we celebrate. We are more than personality traits. Hello, I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Taking advantage of inability to manage social interaction and causing more damage. What did you think would happen? Ugly ducklings and the black sheep wouldn't team up to fight the famine? Hardly. We alien invaders like Atari, and we will not be silent. I don't want to be the model of society that doesn't let me be me unapologetically. They try to tell us how to exist like a neurotypical. They try to silence us when we speak up. It's so despicable, and I find it's very hard to relate, but I think it's time we celebrate. We are more than personality traits. Hello, I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic.
Yes. That's the album. I hope you like it. We're gonna listen to it again and do an Ask Me Anything. By the way, I have decided that on Fridays we're gonna do this, listen to an album, do an Ask Me Anything. Maybe it's the album I just made, or maybe it's one of the other bajillion albums that I've done. And if you don't understand people when they sing, I'll say everything I just said in actual words. Shut up. We're not ready yet. We're not ready. Okay. All right. So a couple things. First, what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit about each song, and then I will play it. We're going to listen to it again. And then while I'm playing it, ask me a little anything. And Kirsten and I were talking about it, and I think so Fridays now. Every Friday morning, we're going to have two reoccurring things. So let me explain myself. Friday mornings, we're going to listen to an album that could maybe be the album that I just finished, or one of the bajillion other albums, and we'll listen to an album. And during each song, you guys will ask me anything, and then I'll answer it or rant about it in between songs. And I'll try to talk about the music and the creation of it too. So that's on Fridays. On Sundays, we're going to do the Sunday Strum, but we're not going to do it in the afternoon anymore. It's just going to be what I do Sunday mornings. And it's just going to be me and an acoustic, taking requests, making up songs, singing old songs, and that kind of thing. So Fridays and Sundays are a set in stone kind of thing. The rest of the days, whatever I'm doing. Foot hop's coming. Foot hop is coming. Okay, so Joey, why'd you make an album about being autistic? It's Sia's fault. This is actually something I've been thinking about, I think, for a while, and just being kind of more out and proud, even though Kirsten will tell you one of the first things she ever told me about myself was that I'm loud and proudly autistic. so been thinking about it for a while, and that Sea of It, if you haven't seen it, and I don't know how you haven't, but I did a reaction to Sia's song from her new Super Ableist movie, Music. I watched Oh Body, and what didn't happen in that was my reaction to the actual song, because the video is so fucking awful. The song is so fucking awful because it's somebody who is not autistic trying to sing and write a song from the point of view of being autistic, and it just really cheesed my pickle. And I was like, hey, I make music, I'm autistic, I should do this. And so I did this. And then actually autistic, if you don't know, is a hashtag that's used by a lot of, mostly but not all, verbally speaking autistic adults, and it's used kind of snarkily because so many people, oh look, the doctor's she just wants to be seen. Hi, doctor. Okay, so cheese my pickle is apparently my new saying. So it's used snarkily because we're tired of being talked over. Oftentimes in forums, there's this divide between autistic adults and the parents, mostly mothers of autistic children, mothers who are neurotypical, who are not autistic, and them saying that they, because they're a parent of an autistic child, usually a nonverbal child, they have more to say and should be listened to more than an actual adult who is autistic. And so it kind of came out of this like turmoilness, but it's become this proud banner. And I wanted to do a little bit of that snarkiness and talk about some of the issues with people not listening to autistic people, but also at the same time, like celebrate it. So that's what I'm trying to do with the album. And then specifically that song. Originally, I was going to like try to wait for a full album, but then when I realized, April is, I just call it Autism Month, because some people say, autism awareness. Some people say autism acceptance. I would prefer acceptance over awareness, obviously, so would most autistic adults. But I want to take it a step further and just say, let's celebrate this shit. So, like, it's Autism Month, and today is Autism Day. And so I was like, okay, let's just do an EP. Let's just do, because I had I think I had 3 songs at the time when I decided I was going to do this, and that April was coming. And so I was like, okay, I want to like make it a big deal to me, and release it on Autism Day, and then make videos and release and kind of do a release thing throughout the month. The other thing I'm going to be doing is a kind of mini, like a series, like a mini podcast thing. I just started doing What the Helpish, and I'm actually putting What the Helpish on break so I can do Actually Autistic, the Joey rants in front of a microphone and camera podcast. So I've got a couple episodes all outlined, ready to go, and be recording them this weekend. And I'm just going to talk about, autism issues and try to be educational and funny and myself and stuff. So we're going to listen to Actually Autistic again. And literally ask me anything. And since there's just a few of you, you're going to have to ask me a lot of anythings. Also, good morning. Who popped in? Rattle Unit, good morning. Okay, so ask me anything. Here we go. Actually Autistic. I think. What happened? There we go. Maybe we'll find a different visualizer for the second time through.
Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Sick of all of the stereotypes and all the ableist hype. So I'ma get into the fight and tell ya, if you met one autistic person, then you met one autistic person. It worsens the more they try to speak for us instead of hearing the autistic experience. It's vilified. And I find it's very hard to relate, but I think it's time we celebrate. We are more than personality traits. Hello, I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Taking advantage of inability to manage social interaction and causing more damage. What did you think would happen? Ugly ducklings and the black sheep wouldn't team up to fight the famine? Hardly. We alien invaders like Atari, and we will not be silenced. I don't want to be the model of society that doesn't let me be me unapologetically. They try to tell us how to exist like a neurotypical. They try to silence us when we speak up, it's so despicable. And I find it's very hard to relate, but I think it's time we celebrate. We are more than personality traits. Hello, I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic.
Autism speak.
Shut the hell up.
Anti-vaxxers.
Shut the hell up.
Hey, Sia.
Shut the hell up.
Neurotypical autism moms.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah, Jenny McCarthy.
Shut the hell up.
ABA therapy.
Shut the hell up.
Ableism.
Shut the hell up.
Functioning labels.
Shut the hell up.
Boom. Hey, nobody asked me anything. You better start asking me anything right now. BJ, good morning. Happy Autism Day, or as Kirsten is pointing out, Day with Autism. Okay, so the next one is Neurotypical, and this song was the beginning of what would become this album. Because I can't wait to answer that question. So this is the first song that I made. And I just had this moment where I was like, okay, on the morning show, I'm going to take away all the camera stuff. I'm going to hide. So like right now I'm staring at myself. And the reason why I'm in black and white, by the way, is so that I don't overstimulate myself. It like really helps. But also I like just automatically don't mask when I'm looking at myself. So I turned that off and I wrote a song about being autistic, completely unmasked. I had twitched and stemmed and was a weirdo. Did a lot of rocking back and forth, more so than usually. Like I'm probably doing it right now. So yeah, that was this, and it's was written knowing that I was going to do that for the music video, knowing that it was going to be a sort of coming out type of video, and that I would, because on stage I stem a lot when I perform. And side note, people used to just think that I was on drugs all the time when I was on stage. And then they'd meet me and I was like really quiet and boring, and it was weird and awkward for them. So neurotypical, that's this one. And when I first learned that word, I just loved it because it helped, with a lot of, here's a funny thing and something you should never say to an autistic person, which is like, well, don't label yourself, or like, we don't need labels. Autistic people need labels. Shut the fuck up. Okay. We love them. They are really fucking helpful in navigating your ridiculous neurotypical world. So I love labels, and so that's kind of like what this is about, and just about, being a beautiful weirdo. Yeah, right. I love labels. Okay. Yes, we have a pet. She's about to make us more pets any second now. And she is a cat, and her name is Turkey. Her name is Turkey because I sort of like accidentally, without thinking about it, gave her as a Thanksgiving gift to Kirsten. And I had a session yesterday, I haven't told Kirsten yet, where like a student of ours just insisted that we name all of them birds. That we have chicken and peacock, even though I am still convinced I'm going to name one of them 404, because I just want to name an animal 404. So yeah, that's the things. Okay, so neurotypical. Ask me anything. That includes you, Kirsten and BJ. Ask me anything. I'll answer it after this.
I was born lonesome man, easy to misunderstand. Mama did raise no fool. Mama baby raised me at home. But the lights too bright, clothes too tight, strange sounds keeping me up at night. Try so hard just to feel alright. Tired of the struggle and I'm tired of the fight. Who are these people? All so strange. Feeling like an Indian, they call me deranged. It's like they on the wrong book, but the same page. Only time they understand me is when I'm on stage. When I'm asking, I'm vulnerable, 'cause I ain't no neurotypical. When I'm asking, I'm vulnerable, 'cause I ain't no neurotypical. Stop the twitching is all it asks. So I'm forced to put on the mask. There must be something wrong with you. What they say, when I do it, I do. And I hold my breath every time they pass, wondering how long this will last. If I move fast, will they know the truth? A secret that I used to keep in my youth. Carbon copy, that ain't me. Stuck inside my ability. Like the rough, sure strange to see. A grown-ass man, that's not me. When I'm asking, I'm vulnerable, 'cause I ain't no neurotypical. When I'm asking, I'm vulnerable, 'cause I ain't no neurotypical.
Yeah. Not ready for you. Shut up, song. Okay. That's so funny, Kirsten. Because that's true. I very often tell Kirsten, no questions right now. That's too many questions. One question at a time. Yes or no questions, please. Good morning, Caesar. We are listening to the album. We're doing Ask Me Anything, and also every Friday we're doing this. Because we did this earlier this week. We just did a playthrough of what we've got so far for the Garage Bandits album. And I loved it, and it felt like the energy was good, and it was a cool thing to do. So every Friday now, we're going to listen to either whatever I just finished or something old. I think next week probably we'll listen to Garage Bandits 1. Oh, okay. Something said was BJ, there we go. Oh, I made it clear. Okay. BJ says, after vaccinations, with all the safety precautions, will you be performing or doing public stuff like workshops and such? So it's going to be the same as I was doing before, which BJ is very familiar with. Because, I've already been offered like a bunch of, not a bunch, but like a handful of shows at like bars or clubs or whatever, and the answer is no. But the whole point, we were just talking about this, Kirsten and I, the whole point of us moving to Eugene and the location that we are was that we were starting to come down and doing workshops and shows that were private and all prepaid and all super controlled and autism friendly at this private venue. That we would start doing that at our home. Once we hit a certain, I'm not one of those people who is into like forced, vaccinations or vaccination passports, whatever the hell people are talking about. Once we're at a certain threshold of amount of people vaccinated, I'm never going to ask people for proof of vaccination. That's gross to me. I'm a big HIPAA guy, and so like that's not cool. But that should be on you. But once I believe, because of science, that once we are at a certain threshold and a certain amount, I haven't really looked into it. I'm going to probably look into it this week, but I know it's like over 30%. Then I'm comfortable doing things. And also it's spring. So like we are going to be doing in late spring and through the summer, we will start doing workshops and our live song therapy shows in Eugene at our home, all private and prepaid, outside. And then the hope is that we can move that into our beautiful living room in the fall. We'll see how things are going. I'm not making too many big things. And then the other thing is that I am opening up in late spring. I'm starting to teach mostly kids, but I'm starting to teach in person again. And it's just the same as before. It's like it's a little bit more expensive than online. But yes, I am doing it. I'm really looking forward to doing the kind of workshops that BJ went to and the shows that BJ went to, and then doing the Dandy Kids again. That's like, so if you haven't checked out like the stuff that Dandyland puts out, so Joey Helpish puts out things through Spotify and all the things, but so does Dandyland. And that used to be a lot of the stuff that I do through like song therapy and collaborations. All that's kind of made its way to Joey Helpish now. We've kind of switched the way we ran, but Dandyland is very much about the work we do with kids on Spotify. And we had this album series called Dandy Kids. The first 2 volumes have kids' voices on it. And then the next, 3 volumes have just my voice, but the kids wrote everything. But because it's on Zoom now, I just sing everything and don't try, because it's too, I work with a lot of kids who are like at different class points, and I don't want to like have them record stuff at home because different people have better equipment and all that stuff. So I just decided I'm just going to sing everything. And then it became a fun thing of a bunch of kids making a grown-ass dude sing ridiculous songs. But if you haven't checked that stuff out, you should. Just look up Dandy Kids on Spotify or whatever, and volumes 1 and 2 have kids on it, and 3, 4, and 5 have just me, but they're all silly songs. But what I miss a lot, I think Kirsten and I both miss, is having a small little group of like 3 to 5 kids and parents in the studio and making music and like doing what I do online, but like sticking a microphone in front of people, having them do even just some little thing and like mixing it all up and using these live mixing skills that I have to take random stuff and make it cool live, like in the studio. So yeah, I think that I answered Kirsten or BJ's question. My favorite dessert. Kirsten's gonna have to answer this because I don't know. What is it? Chocolate on chocolate with chocolate? Reese's, because chocolate and peanut butter is what the Lord is made of. Kirsten says, luckily our yard is big enough to have shows with 10 to 20 people perfectly. So yeah, that's the thing. And then with distance inside, it's probably more like 5 to 10, but we're hoping that by the time that we have to move things in, we can more comfortably do closer together things, but we'll see. Those are all hopes and stuff. What's your favorite joke? Okay, I'm going to do probably one more, and then I'll play another song, and then I'll answer more. So keep them coming, even if you've asked me questions. Just keep going. What's your favorite joke to tell? Okay, this was told to me by an 87-year-old woman with dementia who used to be a madam at a bordello. Is that what you call it? at a house of prostitution. And when you asked her, she would wear all red and her whole room was all red. And when you would ask her what she did for a living, she would smile and say, accountant. So she told me this fantastic joke that goes a little something like this. So there's this cheapskate husband, and it's better probably if you imagine an old lady saying this instead of some middle-aged white dude. But there's a cheapskate husband and a dumbass wife, and the dumbass wife says, "Why don't you give me more money?" And the cheapskate husband is like, "'Cause I'm a cheapskate." And she's like, "Well, maybe I'll go out in the corner and make my own money." He's like, "You go ahead and do that." And so the next day he goes to work and he comes back and she's sitting there smiling with this stack of money. It's about $50 in $1 bills. And she goes, "Well, I did it. I went in the corner and I made my own money." And he looks at the pile and he looks at her and he's like, "What asshole paid you in $1 bills?" And she goes, "Well, 50 of them." So there you go. There's my favorite joke. Okay, so let's get back into it. Let's listen to. So the next two songs, I tried to be conscious of the fact that maybe people who weren't autistic wanted to listen to my music too. And so this is a little more vague, still about an autistic thing. But hopefully something that other people can relate to, which is feeling like you're born on the wrong planet. And the way that I approached writing it was just like a person walking down the street, like with all of these, neurotypical people, and just like muttering to themselves how they just feel like they're just an alien. So that's what this is. Ask me anything while we listen to this. Keep the questions coming. I love this stuff. Here we go.
Communications breaking down, like I'm lost and I'm never found. To tell the truth, it just feels like I'm living on the wrong planet, trying not to become undone. They treat me like an alien. To tell the truth, it just feels like I'm living on the wrong planet. Running out of energy, cannot keep up with the scene. What they want me to be is not my reality. I don't quite know what they mean when they posture up to me. I don't know what to believe. I just wanna run and leave, breaking it up until I feel like an explosion. My mental landscape is just so full of erosion. Harness the hardening heartily, I hardly make sense. Never understood the point of a white picket fence. Communications breaking down, like I'm lost and I'm never found. To tell the truth, it just feels like I'm living on the wrong planet, trying not to become undone. They treat me like an alien. To tell the truth, it just feels like I'm living on the wrong planet. I don't feel very well. They feel like I'm stuck in hell. Are they angry? I can't tell. Maybe next time they should ring the bell. Communication is lost, still I try at such a cost. They say winning, I'm like, nah, stuck at the last level, final boss. Bust loose from the noose, it feels like I've been losing. What is this world? It is not of my choosing. Sick of the cycle and the things that they demanded. Sick of feeling like I'm on the wrong planet.
Boom. This is quite the theme song you wrote for us. Yeah, the next one, even more so. And okay, I don't have any questions. Oh, wait, no, I did have some old ones, but you better bring me some new questions. Also, I love this because all I've ever wanted since I was like in my 20s was to have a radio show where I just play my own music. Because, I'm self-centered or whatever. So T coffee, soda, or water? The answer, Gray, is... Hold on. There we go. Drum roll, please. The answer to Gray's question, tea, coffee, soda, water, is... yes! The answer is yes. BJ says, my yard is big enough too. Just saying. Yeah, BJ, I want to do probably something regular starting as soon, late spring, May-ish, when the weather is somewhat predictable. We do live in Oregon, though. Love being part of your dream, brother. You're inspiring. Thank you. Always have been, always will be. I love you, C's. C's has been around for 15 years-ish. So C's, if you don't know, C's is a beat maker and a producer, just a creator dude. And is learning to do video, but I think is always doing video, but a hell of a beat maker and a producer. And from Oregon and from Eugene. And we hung out. Yeah, 2002. Shut up. So almost 20 years. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, so that was like the days when I was just getting into hip hop and I was like doing like the one-man band thing as Uncle Nancy and playing a lot with Marv back in those days. That's like when we first met too. Yeah, right. That's how that would be how. Because Default. Were you in Default? Were you just around Default? Default was one of the first bands I ever played with. The first show I ever played in Eugene was Uncle Nancy, Default, and 11 Eyes. And most of those people that I share the stage with are very good friends of mine now. Do you believe in aliens? Okay, this is a segue. Keep the questions coming. Got more songs coming. Okay, so do I believe in aliens? Here's my... I don't believe anything, but but here's my hypothesis on aliens, specifically alien grays. That they don't look like aliens because very smart people who have written science fiction say that scientifically, according to science, cows and octopuses, octocows, they would be, if there were aliens, they would be bovine or they would be, right? And so, and especially transdimensional beings would most likely be tentacly. And aliens would be more like cows. A lot of early science fiction. But the thing is the cows don't look good. They're not cool to like put a person in a cow suit, like gross. But if you read a lot of early science fiction, the aliens were some sort of squiddy kind of thing, or they were insect but that doesn't make any scientific sense. What does make sense is that a cow would survive really well in space, and so would an octopus. So alien grays do not look like a space-bearing, like born on another planet with different environmental things and all this stuff. They look like primates, dog. So my theory is that if that shit does exist and there was a spaceship, a cylinder spaceship that crashed in Roswell, and there's alien grays with the big guys and the small guys. So here's where I think humanity is going, and how I feel about alien species. I think that where we're going is that we are going to breed the race right out of us, and we are going to probably become spacefaring or live in these controlled environments, and our skin then would turn a grayish or greenish grayish tint. I think that our brains and our eyes are going to get way bigger because we're just going to be using them a lot. We use our brains and our eyes a lot more than we ever did. And I think that food will become the thing in our that's not like we won't need all this jaw stuff, and our jaws will shrink and our appendages will shrink because we'll probably use exoskeletons. So I think that the evolved version of humanities is a primate that looks a lot like alien grays. And I think that it is actually more likely that time travel exists and that those are future us's than it is that they're aliens. Also, a saucer is a terrible vessel for space travel, but a great one for interdimensional travel. So that's my. I don't actually believe any of that. So that's how I think. If you've ever watched Fringe and watched the last 2 seasons of it, they touch on this like in a big way, and it's really freaking awesome. Okay, so we're gonna listen to the next one. Ask Me Anything while I'm doing this, and this is my anthem. This was my attempt at giving a gift to just all the weirdos, and it's something, and it ends with something I say to kids a lot, and then since we've been doing Zoom calls, I have them pat themselves on the back since I can't do it and say, "Good job, you beautiful weirdo." So this is Beautiful Weirdo.
Sometimes I just feel invisible, but all the time I'm a beautiful weirdo. Sometimes I just feel invisible, but all the time I'm a beautiful weirdo. Okay, ready, let's begin. It's true, we don't fit in like a bunch of aliens, but that don't mean that we can't sing like they try to make us feel like we don't know the deal, but we just keep it real, dance like an electric eel, like I just feel invisible, but all the time I'm a beautiful weirdo. Sometimes I just feel invisible, but all the time I'm a beautiful weirdo. So if you're feeling strange and they want you to change, just break free from this cage. There is room up on the stage. They want you to behave like the boringly mundane. You don't have to be a slave to their very typical way. Good job, you beautiful weirdo. Good job, you beautiful weirdo. Good job, you beautiful weirdo. Good job, you beautiful weirdo.
Boom. All right, we got one more song to do. So first, I have an Ask You Anything. that I want y'all to answer. And that is, I'm going to be experimenting a lot this month with the morning showness and some other things. And so what would be, if we change this, let's say like take away the name of the morning stream, because that might change. And I'm such a, anyway, and it wasn't called How to Song, and we could just kind of do whatever in these morning streams. What kind of stuff would be cool? So we could do, just think of anything. We could do, we're not doing politics. Sorry. But I could do some of the videos that I want to make. I could just record like live, which is like reacting to different videos and doing song therapy, or doing this month I'm going to be doing some autistic type content, or call-in shows, or we could have people call in and do live song therapy, or just any random ideas. I'm not saying I'm going to do them. I probably won't, but I'm also probably just saying that so that so there's no pressure on me. But I like sharing ideas because I like, because usually the idea that happens is some amalgamation of all the things. So what would be cool to do on the morning show? What would you enjoy? And more of the same is a totally acceptable answer too. And I don't want to change things too much, but I'm just in a state right now where I feel like messing around with some different concepts and different ideas. I'm going to be telling Kirsten to shit her mouth forever. What do I want for dinner? The burrito lasagna. What 3 items would you, to an island, a solar powered battery, an iPad, and, in a knife. So there we go. Boom. Politics. If I could be any animal, what animal would you be? I would be a Chihuahua monkey. And okay, so there you go. Answer me while we play this song, which is just a remix. So let me know what kind of things, just anything. Just stupid ideas are encouraged. Possible bad ideas are really wanted. Yeah, so here we go. Here's the remix. I just made this on the morning show, and I kind of love it. But here we go. The remix of Actually Autistic.
Hello. I am actually autistic. Hello. I am actually autistic. Hello. I am actually autistic. Hello. I am actually autistic. Sick of all of the stereotypes and all the ableist hype. So I'ma get into the fight and tell ya, if you met one autistic person, then you met one autistic person. It worsens the more they try to speak for us instead of hearing the autistic experience. It's a spectrum, means that we come in many variants. And I'm sick of all simplest, simpleton, simplifying similarities, not civil. When all your character traits are what society hates, and you feel so alone or vilified. And I find it's very hard to relate, but I think it's time we celebrate. We are more than personality traits. Hello, I am actually autistic. Hello. 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 I am actually autistic. Taking advantage of inability to manage social interaction and causing more damage. What did you think would happen? Ugly ducklings and the black sheep wouldn't team up to fight the famine? Hardly. We alien invaders like Atari, and we will not be silent. I don't want to be the model of society that doesn't let me be me unapologetically. They try to tell us how to be exist like a neurotypical. They try to silence us when we speak up. It's so despicable. And I find it's very hard to relate, but I think it's how we celebrate. We are more than personality traits. Hello, I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually autistic.
Do 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 Wait. That was a stupid idea. Okay. No. Okay. Where was I? Okay. Kirsten says, oh, the things keep moving. Song therapy style. Songwriting live chat. Yeah, we've done that plenty, but haven't done it in a while. I'm kind of already ahead of you on that because that's what I want to do for the foot hop stuff that will start in a few days. Is just have people in the live chat come up with silly foot rhymes. And favorite indulgent breakfast for you and Kirsten. We actually kind of don't eat breakfast. I think Joy's special, so basically just hash browns and gravy and vegetables and eggs and just a pile of stuff and gravy is kind of my thing. Kirsten should probably answer that too. Good morning, Sean. Call-in song therapy I really want to do. And so I think we're gonna play around with that this month. Sean, if you are just popping in, you missed the album, but you can go listen to it on Spotify and Apple Music and Your Mom's House and all the streaming platforms. So someday I'm going to start a streaming platform called Your Mom's House. Right now we're talking about cool things we could do on this morning show. If you have any random ideas, I'm down to hear them. And we're also doing Ask Me Anything today. So if you have any question, want to ask me anything, just ask away. We'll do that before I get out of here in a few minutes. Yeah, call-in song therapy and maybe a call-in group song therapy. I've been doing more group song therapies and I love them. I know I'm a rookie, but basic identifying elements of various genres. What makes rap? Okay, cool. I'm going to keep this chat open and take some notes when I'm done, so I don't have to go take a note now. But yes, BJ, yes, so much yes to that. That's a really good, because that's something I do when I teach a lot, and I kind of go into some of the, especially American music. I really am kind of a history buff on American music, but culturally, I just really understand so one of my special interests as an autistic person is music culture. It started with studying what was going on close to home in Seattle and kind of being a part of that as a kid and local music and different cultures, and then learning about, around the same time, learning about hip hop culture and how that came to be, and then learning about different things. And I love cultures around music, and so I think talking about that stuff is good. Biscuits and gravy, yeah, but replace biscuits with crispy hash browns. Yep, that's I guess that's probably just give Kirsten and I a pile of delicious mush, and we're really happy. Okay, that's it. If you have any more, speak now or forever shut the hell up. Till tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, where we do this again. Tomorrow we're going to do the last song for the Garage Bandits album. And then Sunday, it's the Sunday Strum coming back, but in the morning. We're not going to do the afternoon thing anymore. Thanks, time zones and daylight saving time. The normal time that I was going to do it, that's when Jade live streams now. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to stream while she streams. I agree great about the call-in thing because it'll show folks who don't know what it's like to do a song. Yeah. And I very much want to do a call-in one so that it's more comfortable. And I'm just interested in the whole call-in show vibe in general. We used to do that when we did the Morning Cup of Helbwish. The Morning Cup of Helbwish, if you don't know, is now like just a short thing that happens. There are 1-minute videos that happen on Instagram now. And I just realized I forgot to do a video on TikTok telling TikTok that I'm not going to be posting them anymore because it's becoming a pain in my butt. And I want TikTok to be in color. More on that in a sec. So now it's a 1-minute thing, but we all through 2019 and 2020, we did this thing called Morning Cup of Helbwish that was a morning show every morning. And it started right when the pandemic started. That's when I started doing it consistently every single day. And it was a really cool thing for like about 6 months before I stopped doing it, I think. And I'm feeling like doing something more like that. Something just with a little bit more involvement. I really like the listening to music thing and talking about stories and stuff. And I have so much music, I really could just do that for a daily show. But I want to make stuff too. And I really like that I have this spot every morning where I'm going to make something, no matter what. Even if I'm not currently working on something, but I'm always currently working on something. Oh, thank you, Gray. Gray just did sound therapy, and it was fun. More coming up. And thanks for the music. Okay. Okay, that's it. Okay, so a few things I want from you guys to help today and throughout the month, but let's hit it hard today. I'm looking at you, Gray, because you're the only one I know is on TikTok. But if you're on TikTok, I'm about to make a whole bunch of videos and I've been waiting until the album drops so that I can use the actual sounds from the album because we get paid for that. Every time you stream or you make a video, every play that it gets that uses the original audio from the album, we get like a 0.0006%. And it literally, royalties literally keep our lights on now. Thanks, poopy stupid butt. So I'm gonna make a bunch of videos today, and I'm just gonna keep making them for the next week around these 5 songs. And if you could do duets and stitches and all that things, and then if you're not on that platform, what has always been super helpful is just taking a video and like your stories or whatever. And there's 2 things that are super helpful, and they're not the things that everybody does. Everybody always posts things to their feeds. Those don't do anything. And the things that are really helpful is like posting a video of you listening to the album, kind of like what C's does this to me all the time, where he sends me his adorable little kiddo dancing to the music I'm making on the morning show. Things like that, where you're just like living life and listening to the album. Those convert really well. Those get people interested. And just sending a message or just having dialogue with anybody that you know who is neurodivergent and sending them the album. And anyone who knows an autistic person at all should get this sent to them in a message. Get the link to the album. If you go on the easiest link, the link that I send, by the way, I always tell people that it's on Spotify and Apple Music, but it's also, if you go to my page and you scroll down to albums, you'll see Actually Autistic, and it's a playlist. I just share that playlist because everyone can just pop in. Everyone has YouTube. Anyone can just pop in and listen to the thing on YouTube. That's what I like the most about distributing through my channel, is that my entire discography is on my page. They're just static videos. They don't have anything interesting happening, but all that music you can listen to on YouTube. Sweet. Yeah, we'll have some fun on TikTok, and maybe we'll get Kirsten involved. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, and let's have some fun, and let's talk about this album today, and let's talk about autism today, and let's do it all month 2, but let's try to throw this at people today. I hope you have a badass day, and I love you so much. Peace, buddies.